The market's going to open in 40 minutes. Structure is looking like a clear trading range. Move up, move down, move up, move down. I have to draw the short-term trend line so I can see clearly when there is a break and when there is a new low, because after there is a break of a trend line, traders will attempt to create a new extreme. And there was a first high probability setup that happened. You guys can see that there's a clear key level at the top, clear key level at the bottom, and there was a failed breakout. Most breakouts of trading ranges will fail at least temporarily. You never want to buy the breakout or sell the breakout in its breakout phase. You want to wait for breakout pullback so you can capitalizing on buying the breakout, because off trading ranges, most breakouts will fail. So far, it's looking like a very slow trading range day, and hopefully the volume and volatility will pick up a bit. All right, so the market opened 4 minutes ago, and I'm struggling to identify the current structure because it looks like it's going to be still a little bit of a trading range, but you guys can see we have a bearish imbalance and each new high is lower than the previous high. So this looks like we are going to create a larger downtrend eventually. So I'm not going to fade this breakout. I'm just sitting patiently still until market gives me a clear indication of what might happen, but this really feels too bearish. We really didn't even push above the EMA, we instantly turned down. So this is a good indication that there is not enough buyers in the market. And you guys can see we are trading lower. So I'm going to keep an eye on something like this, as this may become a larger downtrend. But we'll see. Price is still too slow for me to have a clear picture. So when I don't know what's happening, I just sit on my hands and I don't do nothing. I don't want to force the trades or anything like that. I've been burnt like that many times. So I'm going to be very patient until I get a clear setup that I can identify what is going on. Alright guys, I'm resuming video. I'm preparing my limit order. Going to enter the limit order somewhere at the close. The signal bar is looking fairly big, but I'm going to put my limit order on a second entry short after uptrend played out with the break and a new extreme in this what looks like to be a downtrend right now. And price is going without me. We still haven't reached a decent scalp yet, but I'm looking at the downtrend right now. Looking at this shortened uptrend with the break and a new extreme. So that tells me that the uptrend played out. There's a nice big bearish bar. We didn't close quite below EMA as I would like. And there we go. We are finally filled. So I'm going to go for 8 ticks. I'm going to move my target profit at these lows. And let's see what happens. This is a second entry short. There was a little bit of congestion right here. You broke higher. But I didn't really want to take the first entry yet. The short-term uptrend was in play. So I waited for the break, new extreme. A market likes to move in pairs of twos. To get pullback is a high probability setup, and I'm taking the trade with the direction of a trend. And we are halfway in. Let's see, the volatility is very slow. You guys can see this is all the volatility we had for today. In one more tick. One more tick on a two-legged pullback at the key entry point. Let's see. Signal bar is fairly big, so this is why I really want to go for at least 1-to-1. But since the volatility has been so slow, I need one more tick, 2 more ticks. Overall, today started as a trading range, you guys can see, but there was a downward bias, and it felt the trading range wasn't really proven yet. And you kept making lower highs, and you guys can see we started with the move up, move down, and you came from the very low to the very high, and from the very high to the very low. So this was the first failed breakout situation that you wanted to take as a high probability setup, because most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. And then look what happened. Price barely pushed above the support and couldn't even close above the EMA. Once you trigger above the EMA, instantly turn down lower. This is a good indication. This is a strong bearish imbalance. Each new low is lower than the previous one. Come on, one more tick. Each new low is lower than the previous one. So you don't want to fade this breakout right now, okay? Because it's already starting to be a downtrend. You cannot even get into the middle of trading range. If this is a valid trading range, there is the middle, and you cannot even close in the middle, okay? So this is, and we got out. So I'm finally, I'm going to move my target profit. Let's see, I'm just gonna let it run, right? I'm just gonna let it run. Let's mark my first trade. And I'm just gonna give it a little bit more room, even though the volatility is really slow. So I'm not going to. And we can actually get a decent move. Awesome. Oh, and the runner is going ballistic. The knives is falling. I'm going to be very greedy and move it down. Very tempting to already take the 7 points. And this is why you want to hold a runner. You never know when you're going to catch a decent trade. And by the way, guys, from the very beginning of the video, I told you I was unsure what is going on here. It looked like a range. There was a bearish imbalance, so I'm not gonna take risk, okay? So I waited for price to give me more confirmation. We pushed way below EMA, way below the support, gave me a two-legged pullback, high probability setup, where at 2 key entry points, not just one, but 2 key entry points. We closed below EMA and below trend line. Good enough for me. A nice big bearish bar. We have a break of this trend line and move to a new extreme. So what does that mean? That means that the downtrend can be over. All right. I hope you guys understand that the magic in trading is just to keep it simple. And this is only second entry short. Okay, that's the high probability setup, and the uptrend played out with the break and new extreme. I keep repeating myself. What I'm going to tighten the runner actually like this. We created a new swing. Since we have a break and a new low, I don't want to keep being too greedy. So you guys can see this is how I tighten this. I take the profits that I can and I let the runner run. Still, I don't want to close it just yet, because if I just put the target profit like here, I would deprive myself of a lot of profits future potentially. 5-minute chart. I didn't really use a 5-minute chart here to take this trade, because there was basically a big move down on a 5-minute chart and a little pullback on the first entry long that fell below EMA. But it's good to see that we are making bearish imbalance even on a 5-minute chart. All right, so once again, you don't want to take this long, because each new low is lower than the previous one, and from this fell breakout you're supposed to go all the way up to here, and the fact that you can't even make it to the middle tells you that something is wrong. There are not enough buyers in the market. All right, so I'm going to pause the video, let you guys see how the runner is going, and hopefully we can catch a decent runner here. All right, I've been sitting here for about 40 minutes, yeah, for about 40 minutes, because price action really wasn't clear at that point. We had a break and a new extreme, and after price creates a new extreme, there's time for correctional straight up reversal. There was a failed second entry short above the EMA big bullish bar. I was still expecting, this seemed quite strong, I was expecting for downtrend to continue, and as we push below EMA, I was hoping to get a second entry short below EMA. It didn't happen. Price pushed back above the EMA, confirming strong bullish momentum, and right now we are working in this bullish trend to the upside. Now there was a nice little fell breakout at the highs, and I was very lucky here. I was just replying to one trader, but had I been trading here live, I would have probably pulled the trigger. But it's such a small signal bar, it's definitely worth the risk. So for those of you guys who took it, definitely worth the risk. Such a small bar. But right now we're working higher. But overall, I've seen only one textbook easy price action setup, and it's worth to keep being patient and wait for the clear setups, because you can get chopped into pieces when you're not sure how to read the price action correctly. So when you're not sure, don't force the trades. And by the way, I turned off my camera because it's very dark outside. It's raining, and you don't want to use the office lights. They're yellow, and my lights they haven't arrived. I've ordered them, but you want to have the white lighting. So it's okay without the camera too, but right now I'm just sitting patiently. It's been quite tiring because the market is slow, but it is what it is. That's part of trading when you have to wait for decent setups. All right, guys, I'm preparing my limit order as I'm going to enter this trade right here. Come on, let me move it right here. All right, so I'm going to put my stop loss 1 tick below this bar. I'm going to go for 8 ticks. We have enough room to this structure. I'm going to move my target profit somewhere around here. And what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at this uptrend working higher. I see a new low. I see first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure. Price is holding above the EMA. Trend line is holding prices, and right now this is the signal bar is not good. I'll be honest with you, this is a riskier trade. It's starting to get quite congestive. There is a little bit of room between the bars, but this is not ideal. So I'm taking a chance here. It is not something something not clean, but I feel it's worth taking a chance since we closed above the EMA and above the trend line, and we may get stopped out here because of the congestion. I still like taking a chance here, but let's see what happens here. This is not looking good. Oh, I may have pulled the trigger too early on the congestion, man. That's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, the congestion is hard. I really wanted for this bar to enter much more bullish, but I feel like it's still a decent trade to take a chance on, but and we got stopped out. Oh man. So now looking back at this, but I still feel that this was a decent entry to take a chance on. Just didn't set up quite right, but hey, that's okay. I'm gonna mark it quickly. 1-to-1. Luckily, I caught a good runner. I trailed the stop loss from here to here, so I'm still in green, but yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate. But hey, that happens. That comes with the territory. Probably the overshoot is a little bit influencing it as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep. I don't know if I keep trading. The market has been really slow. How long? Yeah, it's been really slow. So I'm starting to force trades, but I'll see if we can get a good setup here. All right, guys, I'm resuming the video. Putting a limit order, preparing once we get the trigger above this higher low setup, pushing back above the EMA and back above the trend line. Let's see. There was a little fill. Let me see if I can get sneak in a little bit. Oh, no, I kind of want this entry. Let me see if I can sneak a few ticks back here. Higher low setup. You push. This is the higher low setup. There was a fell breakout out of this congestion. Back above the trend line, back above the EMA. I'm just gonna chase it just a little bit here. Come on. It is a nice second entry long on a 10K chart. Let's see if I can get filled here. It's a gorgeous second entry on a 10K chart. Yeah. We already moved quite a bit. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm going to cancel it order. Let me see. One more tick. I'm giving. If you trigger one more tick higher, then I'm going to cancel it. But I think this is 2 key entry points are holding. This is the first break of this uptrend. Expecting a break and a new extreme to be formed, and I missed the trade. You can see the trade worked perfectly. Quick, easy scalp. Nice higher low setup. You have a little bit of overshoot. You have a break, and after price will break the trend line, traders will attempt to create a new extreme. Price pushed back above the EMA. 2 key entry points are holding. You trigger lower, instantly reversed. And also here is the 10,000 tick chart. This is what I was looking at. New extreme, first entry long, second entry long, nice bullish bar. And also this is a part of first entry short, second entry short failure. So this is 2 good high probability setups. So this is what I was looking at on a 10K chart. But yeah, unfortunately I missed this setup. But that happens, you know. I got tricked in a little bit early, and this just goes to show that trading is only mental. I was supposed to be waiting this out, this horrible congestion. I pulled the trigger too early. They got me out, and then I played it a little bit too safe. But just I'm just going to market anyways. Just that, as you guys know, that I attempted to take this trade. So these are the trades I was looking for, and we actually have first entry short, second entry short, quite a tempting reversal. All right, traders, I'm going to wrap it up. 1-1 for the day. One winner right here, one losing trade right here. Too bad I missed this trade. I could have been 2-1, but with the proper money management, because I caught a good runner, I still ended up nicely in green. I went for 8 ticks right here. Runner got taken down here. I got forced into this trade by my impatience, and you guys can see horrible congestion. EMA is flat. It's getting into the middle of these bars. You really want to stay away from this. This is where the proper trend line is. You have a break. Now you have a new extreme form, so the uptrend at least temporarily played out. All right, quite confusing day overall, but there are a few decent setups that I attempted to take or I took, and hopefully you guys find the video helpful. If you made it to this very end, that means you're enjoying the content, so please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't and you are interested in day trading. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, so take care, everybody.